This summer, my family and I travelled from London to Malaysia, Singapore, and 3 cities in China: Qingdao, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen, all in 1 month. This video is different from our usual content, but we wanted to take you guys on a journey through Asia to showcase some incredible foods this region has to offer. We hope this inspires you to come and try them out yourself too when you visit. This vlog will focus on the Malaysia part of the trip, and if this video gets a good response from you guys, I will post the Singapore and China trips, which were just as amazing, if not even more so. Good morning. This time in Malaysia, we are staying in Seri Petaling because it's a popular food hub in KL, with lots of places to eat, and we also have relatives in the area. So now we're going out to eat breakfast and see what's around. One thing that's kind of a tradition for my family is that the first meal we have in Malaysia is Roti Canai because we all love it, especially my sister and I when we were young. For those who don't know what Roti Canai is, it's an Indian flatbread dish that's soft and flaky, and it comes with a few sauces. We have nasi lemak, which they leave on the table and you can just take one to eat. It has Malaysian coconut rice, sambal, a spicy paste, anchovies, fried peanuts, and a hard-boiled egg. But nowadays, nasi lemak has many different variations and can look a lot more fancy. You'll see them over the next upcoming days, so keep watching. Teh tarik is a sweet and frothy milk tea that is popular in Southeast Asia. It means pulled tea because the tea is poured repeatedly between the 2 cups to get a frothy top, which looks like a pulling action as they pour whilst moving the cups apart. Overall, it was a very nice first meal in Malaysia. So I want this vlog to be an educational journey rather than a typical taste test. We'll try to explore what the dish is, its history and cultural significance, and dive into the key elements that make a particular dish taste amazing. After walking around, we settled in this hawker centre with lots of food choices. We got some chicken rendang, which is a rich and flavourful dish that is stewed in coconut milk and spices. Teow is a stir-fried noodle rice dish from Southeast Asia. Banh mi, a Chinese noodle soup dish. Hokkien mee, meaning Fujian noodles, has its roots in Fujian province of China, but it's not from China. Instead, Chinese immigrants brought their cooking skills to Southeast Asia and created this dish with local flavors and ingredients. Ji Chong Fan, which is steamed rice noodle rolls served in sauce. In this case, we've got one with hoisin sauce and the other in curry sauce. Afterwards, we drove for a few minutes to the stall, right beside the road. Here we ordered some Cendol. Cendol is a sweet dessert with pandan flavoured green rice flour jelly, coconut milk, palm sugar syrup, and shaved ice. Every time we come back to Malaysia, we always come to the stall simply because we have family in the area and it's very close by. We are currently travelling to Sumia to visit my grandma. It has now become a small town located just outside of KL. It's also the place where my dad grew up. For those who don't know, my dad has been a professional chef for 50 years, specialising in Chinese and Malaysian cuisines. So we'll be trying lots of foods, sharing our thoughts on their flavours, and hopefully highlighting some amazing food recommendations for you all. And if we offer any critiques, it's not with bad intentions, but rather to help educate on what makes the dish truly stand out. This morning it's just my uncle and I for breakfast, as my parents have gone for a health checkup. We are at Fishball Noodles in Seri Kembangan. This will be my 3rd time coming here and I really like this place. They have a variety of foods on the menu, but they are famous and well known for the fishball noodle soup, which we are having today. We both opted for a large bowl each. The fishballs and noodles are freshly made, and the soup with its anchovy-based broth tastes amazing. You can choose your type of noodles, but I always go for the hor fun flat noodles for their silky smooth texture. This restaurant's noodle soup is the first to be added to our list of recommendations. I've skipped what we had for lunch today because there really wasn't much to say. But for dinner, we have relatives joining and we are eating Korean barbecue. We ordered one beef set and one pork set, and they came with a lot of side dishes. Overall, the food was good, but unfortunately, we aren't experts in Korean food, so let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm still recovering from yesterday, so I don't have too much of an appetite, but I do have to eat something. For breakfast, we ordered curry laksa noodles, char siu noodles which come with soup, pork noodle soup made with mianxian noodles. These fine, delicate noodles are typically made from wheat flour and water. Mianxian is often served during special occasions like birthdays as they symbolize longevity. And finally, we have Tao Kway again. Now the problem we have with ordering Tao Kway is that it rarely meets a high standard. So what do I mean? What makes Tao Kway truly exceptional is the smoky aroma that comes from cooking it over intense heat in a wok, known as wok hei in Chinese, which literally means breath of the wok. It's simply not good enough to throw the noodles, ingredients, and sauces in the wok and cook at regular temperatures. Unfortunately, this one, as well as the one from 2 days ago, could be better. Hopefully, we can find somewhere that can cook it well, so keep watching to find out. One thing our family likes to eat is Malaysian chicken and lamb satay. However, in recent years, whether from street vendors or famous restaurants, they just don't taste as good as they used to. And sometimes, even street food can taste better than high-end spots. So we've come here to give this place a try. We ordered chicken and lamb satay with peanut sauce. What makes an excellent satay is tender meat that's marinated with aromatic spices, grilled to perfection with a slight char, and paired with rich peanut sauce. Overall, for street food standards, these satays aren't bad. However, they do have a few shortcomings, such as lacking in lemongrass, needing more cumin, no coconut oil flavour, and the peanut sauce is a bit too watery. Honestly, finding truly great satay in Malaysia can be a challenge, and while we've tried many, nothing quite compares to the ones that my dad makes. If you're a fan of Malaysian satay, we've put together a video where my dad shares his lamb satay recipe, which he's perfected through years of trial and error. A few years ago, my dad even had the opportunity to collaborate with the executive chef of Pan Pacific Singapore and other top chefs, who all agreed that his recipe was spot on. If you're interested in trying it yourself, we'd love for you to check out the video. This is la la, Asian clams in Chinese wine sauce. It has a very nice fragrant ginger flower flavour. However, it was a bit too salty. Finally, wok fried noodles with pork and vegetables. 2 types of noodles were pan-fried with oil until crispy and aromatic. Then some starchy sauce was added to soften the noodles. This one was cooked very well, tastes amazing, and deserves to be added to our list of recommendations. Well done to the chef. I'm sure we would have ordered another one if I had more of an appetite.
所以點解仲爭一分嘅？
條冇俾咁多嘛。
We are out for a morning stroll, looking for somewhere to eat breakfast. We came across this place and saw how packed it is, so we thought, why not give it a try? We got nasi lemak with fried chicken, curry noodles with two types of noodles, rice noodles and egg noodles, lo shi fan, also known as nam zam fan, literally translating to silver needle noodle. It's called that because the ends of the noodles are pointy like needles. And last but not least, chicken and rice. If you don't know, there are a few key differences between chicken from Asia and the West. Asian chicken tends to have a firmer texture and also tends to be richer in natural flavour. Now we'll be travelling to Johor Bahru. We'll take a bus from TBS and it's going to be a 5 to 6 hour long journey. So we'll see you guys in the evening. And we finally arrived. For dinner today and lunch tomorrow, we'll be with my parents' old friends. For dinner, they are taking us to a northern Indian restaurant. We all love eating Indian food for its rich flavour and spices, so we are excited to find out how it will taste. We ordered mango lassi, naan bread, mutton biryani, some sort of fried potato dish, lady's fingers in rich spicy sauce, and this dish, which is a bit creamy and slightly sour. I forgot what it's called, so if anyone knows, feel free to comment. We also got a few side dishes. Honestly, everything was excellent and we were really impressed. Really nice flavour, rich in herbs and spices, and delicious. We highly recommend this restaurant if you want to have some good food, with the caveat that it is quite expensive by Malaysian standards, so keep that in mind. Last night, after dinner, we walked around the area where we're staying to scout for promising places to eat, but nothing caught our interest. But as we were walking around this morning, we stumbled upon this place. One thing we like to see is lots of locals eating, which is usually a sign of good food. The chef said the soups are really good, so let's find out if it's true. We ordered a bowl of noodle soup with a pork-based broth. It has fish balls, pork, and baby gem lettuce. Fish head soup, yu tao tong, which was meant to come with noodles, but my dad made a special request to have the noodles separate. That way we can enjoy two different flavours, the broth and the noodles with sauce. To make the soup base, they boiled the fish head and then added lots of tomatoes and other ingredients. The noodles were mixed with dark soy sauce, sugar, spring onions, and garlic. This is kaya toasted bread. Kaya is a sweet coconut egg jam flavoured with pandan. Kaya toast is typically eaten for breakfast. The first ever video on this channel was actually how to make kaya toast, so if you are interested in making your own, feel free to check it out. Yep, just as my dad said, and I totally agree that the food here was truly exceptional. Both the noodle soup and fish head soup were top notch, but if we had to pick only one, it would have to be the fish head soup. Very rich, flavourful, and we were very impressed. This place deserves a spot in our list of recommendations. Excellent food, affordable prices, and very friendly staff. We'll come back again. So now we've checked out of our Airbnb, We are now going to eat lunch. My parents' friend is taking us to eat. We ordered 4 dishes. Nasi ayam penyet. Ayam penyet means smashed chicken, as the fried chicken is flattened slightly to make it more tender. It's served with rice, along with a variety of side dishes and condiments. Nasi lemak ayam goreng berampah. You guys have seen nasi lemak, but this is slightly different. Ayam goreng berampah refers to spiced fried chicken, which is heavily marinated in a blend of spices and herbs before being fried to a crispy texture. Nasi ambang. Nasi ambang is typically a large communal platter with various main and side dishes, often eaten during gatherings and special occasions, but this one here is a single person portion. It includes rice with sides like fried chicken, beef rendang, mee goreng, vegetables and tofu, and more. And Nonya laksa, a spicy noodle soup packed with aromatic spices, which gives it that flavourful kick. There are different variations of laksa. This one in particular comes from Nonya cuisine, which blends Chinese ingredients with Malay spices and cooking methods. This is Kway Melayu, which refers to the variety of traditional Malay desserts which can also be enjoyed as everyday snacks. They come in various shapes and forms, and because of the diverse ingredients used, they can be colourful, sweet or savoury. Now it's time to cross the border to Singapore. We'll be in Singapore for 5 days and in China for 15 days. Since this food vlog is focused only on Malaysia, I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. We are finally back in Malaysia from our long trip. If you guys want to see our Singapore and China trips and the amazing foods we had, then hit like and subscribe and let me know in the comments. So we have a few more days before we fly back to the UK. My parents have been craving some durian, having not eaten it whilst in China. Durian is a fruit that tastes bitter and sweet and has a soft, creamy texture. I'd say the texture can be compared to a mix of avocado and creamy cheesecake. Now you may think durian is the same everywhere, but that's not true. There are different types and flavours. Finding good durian has been quite a struggle for us this year. We know what great durian tastes like, but we don't know where to find them. Normally, one of my uncles takes us around to eat. We've also got another relative who sells durians, but they are both busy, so we're on our own this time. We went to 2 different stalls. Sadly, all the durians you're about to see aren't good, but I think this is a good chance to explain why they are bad and what to look out for if you want to try durian yourself. Firstly, durian ideally shouldn't be open because the flavour becomes a lot more mild. If it's freshly opened and sealed in a box for example, it should be fine, but the seller could claim it was just open and you would have no way to know how long it has really been. Secondly, durians should be touched dry. This one's on the wetter side, which changes the flavour and in some cases can become sour. You can also see the condensation here, which is a bad sign. This is usually because the durian was left in the sun, causing it to heat up and then cool down. This one here is another example of bad durian. Durian should be soft and creamy, but this one is very tough, dry and chalky, meaning it's past its prime. Unfortunately, today's durians weren't great, and we aren't satisfied. But keep watching, because my parents and I do get to eat plenty of excellent durians in the next few days. For dinner, we wanted to eat some Japanese food. We came here last year and we enjoyed it, so hopefully this time will be the same too. We ordered salmon avocado maki, unagi kabayaki set, salmon shio set, and tempura bento. Similar to the Korean dinner we had many days ago, we aren't experts in Japanese cuisine, so it's hard to judge precisely, but Everything tasted great, and we all enjoyed the food. Today, I will briefly go over breakfast and lunch, because I have plenty of foods to show later in the day. For breakfast, we ate a few dishes: clay pot lo shi fan, tao kway diu, and chicken with soy sauce. For lunch, we are at this place, which is kind of like a buffet. There's a large selection of foods, and you're charged based on the food you pick. So we got rendang chicken, water spinach, pork, and fried chicken. Although nothing we tried has made it to our list of recommendations, my dad did say the quality of food is actually pretty good for the price, and he would come back next time, so you might want to give this place a try too. Now we are travelling to Sumaya to visit one of my dad's cousins, and can you guess what they prepared for us? They opened these durians just before we got here and put them into a container, so they still have lots of flavour. Unlike the ones from yesterday, every single one of these durians were amazing. You can see that all of these are very soft and creamy, they are touch dry and have no condensation inside. We've got a few types of durians here which all have slightly different tastes. This one is Musang King. Many consider Musang King to be one of the best varieties for its rich flavour. If you come to Malaysia and want to enjoy some good durian, here are a few tips. Firstly, go to Malaysia during the durian season, mainly from June to August. The fruit becomes a lot more abundant with a variety of durian types. Secondly, ideally go with a local person who knows where to find them. Obviously, that's not possible for everyone. And finally, in non-tourist areas or rural areas, you're more likely to find better tasting durians at more reasonable prices because they are sourced directly from nearby farms. Every time we come back to Malaysia, we would always treat our relatives to a big dinner. These are Iberico pork ribs. There are two different flavours here: Laiwang, which is egg custard, Gon Siu, which is premium soy sauce. But there's a problem with these prawns. Can you spot it? The answer is that these prawns aren't fresh. It's hard to see on the soy sauce prawn, but my dad was able to instantly tell because of the darker spots here. So how can you tell if prawns aren't fresh? Colour. Black spots occur when the prawn is not fresh. It starts from this area of the prawn, near the head, and then spreads with time. Also, dull shells are another sign. Texture. The prawns should feel firm and plump to touch. If they feel mushy, or slimy, or overly soft, they are past their prime. Smell. Prawns that aren't fresh smell overly fishy or like ammonia. In this case, the prawns are still firm and don't have a bad smell, but this is because they've been soaked in water. However, soaking them for so long has diluted the prawn's natural flavour. In addition to not fresh prawns, they didn't remove the prawn's digestive tract, which contains the waste and grit. While it's not harmful to eat, a lot of people do prefer to remove it for a cleaner taste, us included. In hindsight, my dad said he should have asked the waiter to either replace the food or take it off the bill. Braised abalone with sea cucumber and mushroom. Clay pot chicken rice has chicken and rice, obviously, and other ingredients like Chinese sausage, mushrooms, and more. The direct heat from the clay pot creates a crispy layer of rice at the bottom, adding both texture and depth of flavour. As it cooks, the ingredients meld together, creating a rich and aromatic dish. These buns are filled with lotus root paste. And these are made from wheat flour and stuffed with creamy egg custard filling, lai wong. My parents are having durian for breakfast. Last night, after dinner, my dad opened durians for the first time ever. We placed the durians in a sealed box with a sheet of kitchen towel inside to prevent condensation from making them wet, and then we put them in the fridge. So today I wanted to visit Chinatown because there are a few spots I remember being really good from previous years, and I wanted to eat there again. The first spot is this place. This stall has a simple menu, but its outstanding dish is the curry laksa, which has even been featured in the newspaper for its exceptional flavour. Today we have the curry laksa and Assam laksa. The curry laksa has a super rich curry flavoured broth and is generously loaded with toppings. There is pork skin, tofu puff, Asian clams, fish cake, aubergines, and more. On the other hand, Assam laksa is a tamarind-based fish soup. It's got a sour, spicy flavour and is often made with mackerel, along with rice noodles, cucumber, pineapple, mint, and onions. Overall, it's a cheap and delicious find, hidden from the main road. Because of its excellent curry laksa, I'll be adding this place to my list of recommendations. The second spot I wanted to go to is this stall. This place is famous and popular for its tofu fa and soya bean milk. Tofu fa, also known as douhua, is a traditional Chinese dessert made of soft, silky soybean pudding. It's typically served with sweet syrup, such as white or brown sugar syrup for mild sweetness, or ginger syrup for a subtle spicy kick. Enjoyed warm or chilled, it's often paired with sugar syrup in China, while in Malaysia and Singapore, it's often served with rich gula melaka. And don't forget to buy their soya bean milk, it's also very nice. It's no surprise I'm also adding this to a list of recommendations. It's our final day in Malaysia. We don't have anywhere in particular to go, so we'll enjoy whatever food we eat today. For breakfast, we got fish head noodle soup, prawn tom yum noodle soup. Tom yum is a popular Thai soup that combines sour, salty, spicy, and savory elements. And Char Kway. Remember when I said that Char Kway rarely meets a high standard? So, how's this one? It was actually pretty good. We got another plate and had a chat with the chef. He was happy to let me record him cooking. Whenever we order Char Kway, we always request extra garlic for added flavour and for an aromatic boost. We also ask for no eggs, as eggs can overpower the aroma. He starts by cooking the prawns separately. Then he adds garlic, hor-fun noodles. Stirring constantly over high heat, the wok creates a smoky steam, wok hei, that brings out a rich aroma. Many places we've eaten just mix the noodles, ingredients, and sauces over medium heat, but that approach doesn't capture the same flavour. Finally, he adds spring onions, bean sprouts, the prawns. Asian clams, and the crispy pork lard. Although the noodles are very aromatic from the high heat, they can end up a bit dry. My dad says that just before serving the food, my dad would have added a splash of hot water and quickly mix it in for a few seconds. This wouldn't make the noodles soggy, but would add just enough moisture to keep them flavorful, aromatic with hot hay, and easy to eat. But overall, the chef did a good job. Well done to him. After doing a bit of food shopping, we went to PJ Old Town because there's a Cendol stall that my aunt recommended. If you remember, Cendol is a sweet dessert with shaved ice and toppings. It's a great dessert to cool off from the heat. We all got the set B, Cendol red bean, but I'm sure all the options are good. The first thing I noticed is that you get so much. The stall proudly advertises 100% Gula Melaka. Gula Melaka is the unrefined palm sugar from coconut or palm tree sap. The sap is boiled down into a thick, sweet syrup, giving the cendol its distinct flavour. We spoke with the owner, who explained that she always chooses high-quality Gula Melaka, ensuring it's authentic and flavourful. Many vendors dilute their syrups with other ingredients to save on costs, but the flavours don't compare. So what do we all think? Honestly, we all loved it. Very amazing flavour, and we highly recommend this place, and I think we'll be definitely coming back next time for more. Our flight is at 9 PM today, so we have time for one last meal before heading to the airport. Remember when I said that it's kind of our family tradition to have Roti Canai as our first meal in Malaysia? Well, we also eat it as our last meal before we leave. Instead of getting the regular Roti Canai, you can add things inside. My uncle's added an egg, and my mum's added a banana. I prefer to eat it plain and simple and enjoy it for its original flavour. If you're wondering about the sauces, the left is curry sauce, either made with chicken or fish. The middle is dal curry, a lentil-based curry that is mild and slightly creamy. On the right is sambal. And that's a wrap. Our time in Malaysia is soon over. We've eaten some incredible dishes, discovered new flavours, and even revisited a few old favourites. We just want to say a huge thank you for joining us on this culinary journey. I hope you've learned something new. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for part 2 of our food travels. And if you saw a dish in this vlog you'd love to learn how to make, drop a comment and we might just make a video for it. And if there is a dish you'd like us to try next time, let us know. Until then, safe travels, eat well, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, so I thought the vlog would end there, but here I am on Malaysia Airlines. They have chicken satay for dinner. I didn't really expect much, but to my surprise, the satay was actually not bad, including the peanut sauce. In fact, it's surprisingly better than the one we ate in Malaysia. Thought I'd include this pleasant surprise, especially for plain food, but it's still no match for my dad's. If you're into satay, or just good food, make sure to check out our other videos. Safe travels, and I'll see you soon.